Cubbies at home with the Reds. How hard can that be, right? Well, plenty, apparently. Ted Lilly, he's been a stopper this season. 9-1 in games following a Cubs loss, and he's working on 3 days rest to boot. And in the fourth, well, that didn't work out so well for him. Adam Dunn, tape measure shot, 40th of the season. The Reds take a 2-1 lead. But in the seventh, Lilly still going strong. Runners on the corners, gets David Ross, Alex Gonzalez. Lilly, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 run, 8 Ks. Solid work. Because, you know, Z on 3 days rest didn't work so well on Tuesday. Bobby Howry in relief. Brandon Phillips singles. Alfonso Soriano, who led off this game with a home run. Oh, yeah, hoses down Norris Hopper easily, and we stay tied at 2. Bottom 8, bases empty. Ryan Terrio singles to right. Ken Griffey Jr. bobbles the ball. Terrier's going to go over to second, but, you know, nothing hurt. 1 out. Runner there. We can be all right. Error on Ken Griffey. Next batter, Derek Lee. Singles right. There's Griffey again. This time comes up. Not throwing underhand. A little softball pitch there. Terry advances to third. Griffey on the ground. We take another look at the play and just hurt right there. He'd leave the game. Lower abdominal strain. Went back to Cincy to have this thing looked at. Next batter, Matt Burton. Singles to left. Adam Dunn's got a chance at it. Catch, trap. Blue says trap. Terrio scores the go-ahead run. Lee's going to get thrown out at second on the force. Doesn't matter there. Damage done. Cubs take a 3-2 lead. Bottom 9 now, 2 out. That 27th out, as we've seen, can be a very tough out to get. Howry, money. He gets the win as the Cubs get the win. 3-2 is your final. Who can answer? Milwaukee.
Yeah, that was not what the Brewers were hoping for. Milwaukee needed to win in Houston to get that percentage points lead back in that tight Central. No score, Prince Fielder, not anymore. Jackson off Juan Gutierrez, 47th homer of the season for Prince. Fielder also extending his consecutive game hit streak to 17. Astros down 2-0. Carlos Lee sits and stares at it. Solo home run, choo-choo style, over the railroad tracks. Lee's 30th, Astros within 1. Lance Berkman, deep fly to left. Corey Hart without his horse. Great leaping catch, bounces off the fence. You see the catch right in front of his fellas, giving him the props, and ends the inning. Tip of the cap. Bottom 7, Astros still down 1. 2 on, 2 outs. Mark Loretta, base hit. That's going to score Ty Wigington, and it was a 2-2 game. Bottom of the 8th, runner on. Lee, single off Derek Turnbull. It scores Josh Anderson. Astros would add another run, go up 4-2. Top 9, Brewers a man on. Ricky Weeks hits one deep to right off Brad Lidge. Watch Hunter Pence. I guess he didn't feel the warning track. The ball is gone, and Pence is knocked down. Brewers tie it at 4. Pence obviously didn't realize where he was. So on the bottom of the 10th, Pence able to stay in the game and do a little more than that. Game-winning single scores Brandon Backey. The Astros win 5-4. Hey, the Yankees. Toronto trying to sweep Boston right out of Canada. Clay Buchholz on the mound, thinking about that Johnny Vandermeer record. Well, don't. Frank Thomas, base hit left center. That's the first hit Buchholz allowed since his no-hitter. Aaron Hill struck out looking. Buchholz, who has 2 H's in the middle of his last name, who's in early. On to the 5th. J.D. Drew, get out of town. He means it. You heard me. I said J.D. Drew home run.
Who?
1-0 Red Sox. Drew's 9th of the season. 2 batters later. Russ Adams. Hard ground to the first. Eric Hinsky can't make the play. Dustin Pedroia throw to first. Buchholz over to cover. Misses the score, tied at 1. Next batter, Ray Olmedo. Bunts it back to Buchholz. Poor flip there. Better pitcher than he is a flipper. The Blue Jays a 2-1 lead. Top of the 7th, base loader Julio Lugo grounds to short. Olmedo the bobble, but still recovers and throws Lugo out. Was Lugo running hard out of the box? You decide. I don't think so. Not all the way. That cost the Red Sox a run on the bang-bang play at first. Bottom 8. Jonathan Papelbon had never even allowed a single with the base loaded. Hitters have been 0 for 13 against him with the base loaded until Russ Adams connected.
Let us check on the Yankees, who seem to be absorbing all the confidence that seems to be abandoning the Red Sox. Sandy Pettit, 9-2 since the All-Star break, going up against the Orioles. He's 106-43 after the All-Star break in his career. And did you know, among active pitchers with 100 second-half starts, he's first in winning percentage, 7-11. Did you know Pettit looked good early? Miguel Tejada goes down in the first. In the second, Kevin Millar. Did you know Pettit went 7 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks? Now you know. Bottom 2 scoreless. Hideki Matsui up. Solo home run to right. That's all the Yanks would need, at least in this game, to take the lead. 1-0. Matsui's 25th of the year. Top 5, full count, 2 on. Jay Payton. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Payton not happy with the called third strike, and he's going to talk to Mike Riley about that. And Mike's not going to take much of this. He's got a place to go. Second ejection of the series for Payton. Let's review the first, shall we, on Monday. 8th inning, first game of the series. Payton, half a swing, called a hole strike by Jeff Kellogg. And now he wants, you start flipping that stuff around, you get equipment fines, you get thrown out. It gets very expensive if you just start acting poorly. Bottom 5, A-Rod's up, doesn't matter. Brian Burris throws that one past everybody. Doug Mankiewicz scores 2-0 in favor of the Yankees. Now we go top 9. O's down 2-1, so they certainly very much in the game. Full count, Ramon Hernandez is ball 4. Mariano Rivera now in a bases-loaded soup here in the ninth. Jorge Posada, yeah, get this guy out. Scott Moore. Woo! Looking, Yanks win 2-1. Pettit, 200th career win. 21 of those at the expense of the Orioles. It's his 14th win of the season. The AL East standings, the Yanks have made up 4 games in the standings since Saturday's loss to Josh Beckett and the Sox.
Here it is if CC Sabathia and the Indians put an end to the Tigers' chance of repeating as American League champions. Eric Wedge's fellas in perfect position. Sabathia gave up 2 runs in the top of the third, then settled down. 200th strikeout of the season, most for an Indians pitcher since 01. He would end the day with 205 total strikeouts and his 99th career win. Jason Michaels doubles to left off Nate Robertson. Franklin Gutierrez scoring on the play. And, oh yeah, the thoughts of a sweep were there, even though the Tigers had leads in all 3 games. Bottom 8, top 8. Tigers down 4-2, bases loaded, 2 outs. Marcus Timms facing Rafael Betancourt. Gets Timms to fly out. Michaels left to end it. The series, I don't know, maybe the season. Indians cut the magic number to 3. How hot are they? They've won 20 of 25 now. And if the Tigers are going to get back in this thing, that's, anything. They really need to start winning a lot in a hurry if they...
Phil's in St. Louis down just a game and a half to the Mets. Jamie Moyer hasn't lost to the Cardinals since June 12, 1987. That's when Ronald Reagan stood at the Brandenburg Gate and told Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Unbelievable. This is in the 6th. Pat Burrell at bat rips a double down the left field line. Chase Utley coming home. Moyer, after getting out of a jam there in the 3rd, now is going to be staked to a 1-0 lead. Adam Wainwright went 8 innings pitched, 4 hits, 7 Ks. Did his part at the dish as well. 2 on, 2 out in the 6th. Rips an RBI base hit to left center field. Skip Schumacher will score. We are tied at 1, but plenty more baseball to play into the 9th. Still 1-1. Jimmy Rollins, 2 on, 2 out. There's your game winner. No. Scott Spezio spears that one. All right, the game continues. We're going to last wraps in the 9th. David Eckstein. That guy. He'll bleed you to death. Eckstein, the base at the left field. Ron Ludwig held up at 3rd base. We'll take another look. Ludwig forced to wait and see if this ball's going to be caught, if it's going to get down, and the secret weapon, Jose Akeno's got to hold him up there 90 feet away from victory. But, we only got 1 out, so Taguchi up next. Shallow fly ball to right field. Shane Victorino, he's playing very shallow. He makes the catch. 2 outs. Next batter, Rick Ankiel. And just like that, we are going to extra innings. Cardinals with Strand, Ludwig at 3rd. Let's play 10. Top 10, Randy Flores facing Aaron Rowan. 2 on and 1 out. Flores is throwing to Chase. A bad pitch down in the dirt. Strike 3. We got 2 away. Jason Worth coming up then. Full count. 1 ball, you're on. 1 strike, you're out. You're out. Phillies Strand, Flores. Inning. Tada, bottom 10. Name your Molina.
Benji.
Oh, Yachty. Just one say Yachty or you'd win. That gets through. Not quite NLCS heroics, but good enough for him. Miguel Cairo scores, and the Cardinals win by a count of 2-1.
All right, so the Mets and Willie Randolph get some rare help from the Phillies. They could make their own lives a whole lot easier with a win of their own over those pesky Nationals. The key might be not getting a 4-0 lead. The Mets actually trailed in this one 2-1. Jose Reyes scalds one down the line. Willie Mopena, he can't come up with, Reyes, he can run. Where's the ball? Growing up, it was stuck in the bush or in the sewer, but there was just stuck in the padding of the wall. Watch it again. Willie Mo gives you the good effort. I wonder if they're going to make him pay for that padding there. And you see, and how could he have any idea where the baseball is? They call it a ground rule double. And Reyes sent back to second, and Willie Randolph thinking that's a bad ground rule. 2 batters later, David Wright hits in 10 of his last 11. That one into the big hole on the right side, tie ball game. Mets up 5-3. That's better than 4-0. Mets in a jam. Willie Randolph pulls Mike Pelfrey for Jorge Sosa. And the first batter, he's facing D'Angelo Jimenez. Hey, looking. One down. Next batter, Sosa induces the double play ball from Logan. Reyes takes it himself. Checking again. Reyes, some fancy footwork around the bag. Mets defense much better. They double up the Nats 8-4. Their bullpen, 4 innings of 1-run ball. So the Mets gain a game on the Phillies for the first time in exactly a week.
Giants, Diamondbacks, Arizona, a game up in the NL West, so, just a day away from having company at the top if they mess up. Doug Davis here in the first, no score, 1 on. Oh, we have scoring. Randy Wynn chases that one out of the yard. Giants take a 2-zip lead. They're on their way? No, they're not. Bottom third, tied at 2. Bases Chuck. Barry Zito walks Chris Snyder. There are only 3 bases, so one guy gets to come in. That's Justin Upton. 3-2 in favor of the Snakes. Top 5, it's 3-all. Randy Wynn singles to center. Kevin Franzen comes in to score. The Giants reassume the lead 4-3. You think that'll hold up? No. Fifth, home half, same score, bases Chuck. Snyder, 3 knocks in this one, 3 RBIs, 8 in his last 4 games. Diamondbacks reclaim the lead, it's 5-4. Now we go top 9, 6-4. Jose Valverde in, and we're going to do this again. Name your Molina.
Benji.
It's Benji Molina.
Hey, throw a party.
Yeah, he flies out to center in a game, sort of anticlimactic. But the Diamondbacks do win 6-4, and Levy 1-1 on his Molinas here.
To the Padres. Bud Block and the fellas, although the best they could do was remain 1 back after that Diamondbacks victory. Adrian Gonzalez singles to left. Brian Giles and Mike Cameron score, so San Diego had a 2-1 lead. Top of the third, runners on first and second for the Pirates. And Nate McLeod hits it deep to right center off the base of the wall. Ian Snell is on the bases. He's the Pirates pitcher. Allowed just 1 earned run in his 7 innings. Pitched very well and ran nicely, too. We're tied at 2. Bottom 5. Padres down 3-2. Runner on. Brian Giles lines up the middle off of Snell. Jose Bautista, the barehander, and the throw. Pirates up 3-2 through 5. On to the 9th. Padres still down a run. Adrian Gonzalez hits it deep to left. Just misses a home run. I never told you how hard it is to hit home runs in Petco in San Diego. He'll have to settle for a double. Later in the inning, Scott Hairston is up. Runners on first and second, and Hairston's going to bring everybody home. Off Matt Capps, get out of town, and he means it. A 3-run walk-off job, second walk-off of his career, and the Padres win their 6th straight in thrilling fashion. What does it all really mean? The Diamondbacks and Padres remain separate by a game out west.
Dodgers Rockies tied for 3rd in the NL West and the wild card. Maybe too far to get into each of those races. Matt Holliday smoking 7 homers last 9 games. Add 1 to it, please. Thank you. 34th of the year. That's out onto Duck Street, and we are tied at 1. Bottom third, well, it's 2-2. Holliday comes up again. They should let him hit every time. I don't know why they don't. 35th of the season. I'm telling you what, them Joe's cheese fries will make you strong. Rocks lead 3-2. We go to the 8th, still a fight. 5-4 bums. Brad Hawpe. Oh, look at that. He's channeling his inner Matt Holliday. Since Jonathan Broxton's offering to the stands, 26 for him. The Rocks lead 6-5. Now they got to hold on. Nobody's holding on to leads the whole night. Top 9. Tying run at second. Nomar Garcia-Parra. No more guns. Rockies are going to win at 6-5, and the Dodgers have lost 5 straight, and we could probably throw a spade or 2 of dirt on the folks in Los Angeles. All right, what does it all mean, really?
Stop stealing my
material. The Padres get the walk-off win, widen their lead to 2.5 games in the NL wild card. The Phils finally lost, but the Rockies held steady at 4.5. Each team plays on Thursday and sends a pitcher to the hill who is sub of 500 for the season.
Really? What? No fun in the AL West. The Angels with an 8.5 game lead in the division. What are we going to do with that? Devil Rays visiting Anaheim. Juan Rivera gets a hold of this J.P. Howell offering and get out of town. One of the Angels, Rivera's 2nd of the year. Runner on second, 2 outs for Urban Santana, and he strikes out Greg Norton to end the inning. Santana gets Raul Casanova. It's Norton in the 5th. Santana in some trouble. Devil Rays, the base is loaded, and Santana gets Jorge Velandia to line out. Santana, a replacement starter for Bartolo Colon. Struck out 10 over 6 1/3. and Francisco Rodriguez the strikeout to end it. Angels get their 90th win, 10 consecutive 90-loss seasons for Tampa Bay, who, as you know, play their home games in St. Pete.
Top plays, since we're in America, I'll do number 10. If we were in Canada, you'd do number 10.
Right.
Number 10, Fred. White Sox Royals, Jermaine Dye, lines to center, David DeJesus, diving catch. White Sox win 7-0.
If we were in Czechoslovakia, though, you'd have to make my bed. The Pirates and Padres at number 9. Brian Giles off the back of Ian Snell and Jose Batista. Paying attention. Snell was more than okay.
Go ahead, bluff him. Number 8, Giants Diamondbacks. Augie Ojeda, fly ball to right. Randy Wynn makes a nice catch there. A little grass stain. Diamondbacks won 6-4. They would not be denied.
At number 7, the Orioles and the Yankees. Brian Roberts grabs one to Alex Rodriguez. Nice barehanded play and gets the out. You see the stretch by Doug Mankiewicz. A couple of guys with high socks, and the Yankees win 2-1.
Know what Mankiewicz did with the ball. Number 6, Reds Cubs. Joey Votto, liner to third. Aramis Ramirez is there to spear it. Cubs win 3-2. Do we see it again? Do we see it again? Let's go to number 4.
Coming in at number 5, Phillies Cardinals. Scott Spezio, the grounder to Abraham Nunez. I would say that's more than a grounder. Look at shot. Nunez, long throw all the way across the diamond. It comes the Cardinals 2-1 win, really hurting the Phillies' number of wins. At number 3, Sporting Lisbon against Manchester U. Wes Brown sends the ball to the middle of the box. Cristiano Ronaldo, diving header to put it home into the corner of the goal. And Man U a winner 1-0.
At number 2, I have the Fenerbahce Inter Milan game. Alex de Sosa to David de Sosa, and look at this. Perfect. I mean, sometimes you bicycle kick, sometimes you just keep one foot on the ground, but it's still excellent work there. You got to be pretty limber to pull that off. That counts for 1 point.